Hello and welcome everyone back to the Wrestling Bean channel. I am your host Jose, and today we're going to be reviewing AEW's Dynamite for July 19th, 2023. First off, we have an opening shot on the double rings for the main event Blood and Guts match. Really nice setup, looks really cool, can't wait to get there. After our opening shot on the double rings, we then get a video package of Jack Perry out in the desert burying his old boots from the Jungle Boy gimmick, signifying that he is done with it and is now moving on to newer pastures as our new heel Jack Perry. This then leads us into our first match of the night, our FTW Championship match between Champion Hook and our new Jack Perry. Good match, a strong showing between the two. You had Hook come out strong against Jungle Boy, overwhelming him and forcing him into an outside brawl, coming up on top. But once Jack finally makes it into the ring, brings it back over into his side. It was a good back and forth between the two, but you have Jack coming up on top, finally listening to the demons and listening to his former mentor as he gets a low blow behind the ref's back, pinning Hook for the 1-2-3, becoming the new FTW champion. Good match. Great bout between the two. Want a little bit more from Hook, but we're gonna get that with future shots down the line, hopefully. I will leave this match with 3.5 stars. Moving on. Right after the match, we have a video segment of Chris Jericho and Don Callis having breakfast early on in the day, teasing whether or not if Chris Jericho has signed or joined Don Callis' faction. Then we cut back to Taz on commentary, upset that his son just lost the FTW championship. And then we have another video package of MJF and Adam Cole throughout the past week as they continue to build their relationship as a tag team. Great stuff, funny stuff. You have them eating spicy food at a Chinese restaurant, washing it down with nothing but alcohol, becoming closer and closer, just jabing. It's good stuff. Please don't ever break up this tag team. Now coming back from commercial, we have our second match of the night, a squash match between Britt Baker, DMD, and some jobber talent. Nothing special, just a quick win and showcase for Britt, add on to her record. Moving on, 2 stars. Next up, we have a backstage interview with Renee Paquette as she interviews MJF and Adam Cole just before their final match in the Blind Tag Team Eliminator Tournament, with MJF and Adam Cole exchanging gifts, showing just how close they've come as a tag team. Then, as you have the tag team walk out, heading to the ring, you have Adam Cole's former partner, Roderick Strong, calling out to him as he is left behind in the dust. This then leads into our third match of the night, and my favorite match of the night, the Tag Team Eliminator Tournament Final between Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia versus MJF and Adam Cole. This was all storytelling, and it all started just with the entrances. You had Sammy and Daniel come out to their own separate themes, and then you had MJF and Adam Cole, the two men who hate each other, forced to become a tag team, coming out together to a mashed up theme song. Great stuff. And then we get the wacky sports entertainment stuff, like a dance battle between the two teams, which I gotta say, Sammy and Daniel won. And then all the build-up and just everything between the two teams. You have the two faction mates who should be able to work together, just ready to implode, and these two guys who hate each other become best friends trying to hit a tag team finishing clothesline. And after build-up and build-up and build-up, MJF and Adam Cole finally hit the double clothesline for the win, winning the Blind Tag Team Eliminator Tournament, winning a shot at the Tag Team Championships further down the line. We then end the match with Sammy and Daniel walking away from Jericho as he tries to console them, making this all about himself, and MJF and Adam Cole in the ring, with Adam Cole trying to hand MJF his championship but looking at it just a little too long, already sowing the seeds for our future breakup. Great stuff. Please do not break up MJF and Adam Cole. Oh, my favorite match of the night, 5 stars. After the match, we then get a cheap plug for the Owen Hart figurine on the AEW shop. Pretty cool, great stuff for Owen Hart, rest in peace. That then leads to another backstage interview with the Best Friends and Darby Allin and Nick Wayne, as Darby calls out Orange Cassidy, asking him to put his title on the line against his friend AR Fox, which Orange accepts. Let's see how it goes, moving on. And then with only 1 hour left in the show, we then build up to our main event, the Blood and Guts match between Blackpool Combat Club and the Golden Elite. Real quick before I get into the match, I'm going to put the rules of the match right here, just so that we can get a little bit of an idea of how insane this match structure is. Now that you have a little bit of an idea, we go on to the main event with Claudio Castagnoli and Kenny Omega starting off inside the cage. Great, strong start between the two. You just have a good back and forth with Kenny and Claudio just showing off their strength, throwing each other around. Kenny puts up a good fight, but quickly gets overwhelmed as Pac now makes his way into the ring. Pac and Claudio continue their beatdown on Kenny as Kenny awaits for one of his members to come and even things up, that partner being Hangman Adam Page. We then have a good back and forth between the four men as we await our next entrant for the Blackpool Combat Club, Jon Moxley. Back with a 3-on-2, you have some brutal spots, Moxley coming in and attacking people with a fork, dropping glass all over the ring. Oh, it's about to start getting brutal. Things even back up as Nick Jackson now makes his way into the cage for the Golden Elite. Nick plays a good game of catch-up, but is quickly overwhelmed as the Blackpool Combat Club's fourth entrant makes their way into the ring, that being Wheeler Yuta. Of course, with all this back and forth, somewhere along the way, Moxley got busted open again. Typical Moxley. Now being overwhelmed by the Blackpool Combat Club, the Elite finally get the upper hand as Matt Jackson makes his way into the cage, face-planting Wheeler into some glass. Not long after having the favor swung into the Elite's hand does it slip away as the final member of the Blackpool Combat Club makes his way into the cage, Takeshita. Takeshita comes in strong, bringing a chair with him and just obliterating everyone in his path. But of course, this doesn't last as the final member of the Elite makes his way into the cage, Kota Ibushi. With Ibushi now in the cage, the match officially begins, and somehow from somewhere, Moxley pulls out a nail bed, just for him to take a bump on it. Somewhere along the way, Wheeler Yuta and Matt Jackson make their way out of the cage, just to get on top of it and begin fighting some more. And then you have Matt on top of the cage empty a bag of tacks into the ring. And as the tacks settle, you have Claudio and Pac take a bump onto the tacks. All these spots, the spots in this match. I'm not gonna continue, but you had Pac hanging from the ceiling of the cage, and he leaps onto Nick Jackson, stomping on him as he was laying on a table. Ah! The match starts to wind down as we have some miscommunication between Claudio and Pac. Pac getting upset with Claudio, telling him to screw off pretty much, and leaves the ring, leaves the Blackpool Combat Club to fight their own battle. The Elite then get the upper hand over the Blackpool Combat Club and start to single out Wheeler Yuta. Hangman just comes out of nowhere and then handcuffs Moxley to the other ring so that way he can't come and help Wheeler. Claudio's knocked out somewhere, and Takeshita is being led out of the cage by Don Callis, seeing the writing on the wall. With Wheeler all alone, you have Jon Moxley give up the match on Wheeler's behalf as he is not submitting, being choked out by a chain. And with that, that's the end of the Blood and Guts match, and hopefully the end of this feud between the Elite and the Blackpool Combat Club. Oh, this is one hell of a match. But hey, this match was the whole last hour of Dynamite, so with how crazy and insane it was, it still wasn't the match of the night for me. That was the MJF and Adam Cole stuff. So, as good as it is, I'm going to leave this with 4 stars. It's going to be a 4-star match for me. And that is the end of Dynamite. Overall, a really good show. Way better than last week's episode. All the sports entertainment stuff, not a big fan of it, But MJF and Adam Cole, Sammy, Daniel, they knocked it out of the park. So this is going to be an overall 4-star show for me. Thank you all so much for spending your time with me today. I am your host, Jose, and we will see you all again next time. Take it easy, everyone.